name is KOFIGA. I'm a visual artist, Ghanaian visual artist based in Accra. My practice, I would like to make it easier for myself, because in most times the word artist is a little bit complicated, and I try to. I'm not confined. I like to say I'm not confined in any specific medium. I'm drawn to objects, things, spatial consciousness, and the narratives around some of these things. And I'm interested in how these objects move around me, or how these objects move around the people around me. I'm interested in everyday aesthetics, what informs these everyday aesthetics, and I try to, with my practice, I try to respond to my interest in these objects through performance, sound, video, film, painting. I work with image as well. So I try to be as fluid as I can to be able to collect what I can collect with these objects and things that I am interested in, and also respond to it in the best way possible. So,
my name is Kokoroko. I work a lot with the camera. Very much interested in images. I consider myself a visual artist because I like to push usually my agenda with the images I make. I'm part of the Beyond Collective. It's a Ghanaian collective of artists based in Accra. And yeah, welcome to our studio. For me, art is very personal, it's the everyday. And I think, especially in the space we find ourselves, art has become very therapeutic. It's become an outlet for reflection, for projections, and also to question, So for me, as an artist, it's every day, it doesn't stop.
I think for me, it's art. I don't like to place it in the context of work. I think it's an experience, it's exploration, it's research. It's something that you don't get to encounter the final part of it, or the final element of it. You go through it, you experience it, you get to see what is involved in it. And that is what I try to do as well as an artist. I'm interested in how to question it, how to question what is around me, how to question. And anytime I'm approaching anything that I'm interested in, I try to place myself between the 13-year-old me and now, and what the 13-year-old me would say, would ask, would be interested in, would be, wanting to understand. And then I try to, place these two different people in what is going on around me, and see how best I can respond to it. So for me, it's an avenue, or it's a space where I allow myself to explore, to find, to search, and then look for answers to accumulated thoughts. Francis is someone I really admire as a person, and then there is how he approaches his practice and the process involved in his practice. He's very sensitive to space, very sensitive to image, very sensitive to everything around image. And we've been talking about this for a very long time. And for me, I try as much as I can to relate to him from that personal perspective, even before his work comes in. I like his relationship to process, how he moves around the image that he makes, how sensitive he is to space, and how he responds to different things happening in space. The question about, or the idea about how we wanted to do something together, specifically about this exhibition, I think, is coming from something present in the work that we do as artists. We are both interested in language, literal and visual language, and we are both interested in how language moves in between our space, right? When you were talking about reparations, the first thing, even when I got the curatorial statement, the first thing that came into my head was, how do I explain the word reparation to my 93-year-old grandmother? Or even the 13-year-old me? How do I simplify the word in a way that I might have an understanding of it, but as an artist, how do I break this word down to the simplest form where all the politics or the conversations around it can just step aside, and then the word is there. This is what the word means.
SEL has been my contemporary. I mean, within the space, you know, we kind of grew up in the same era, you know, so a lot of the socialization is quite similar. And for me, I was excited about his last project, and it's still ongoing, by the way. And you know, where we look at like religion and identity, the identity crisis we face. And it also reminded me of similar work that I had done a couple of years back. You know, I'm a conversationalist, so I like to have conversation. And I think this exhibition presented me with this opportunity to present work as conversation, have conversation as two artists within this time period to talk about this issue. And for me, my excitement is with what these two people are gonna create and say about this issue. Because usually, like for group shows like this, you find individual artists. But for us, I mean, for me, what I want to see is like two artists having a conversation, you know, as a single body of work.